Hello? Traders? Can you hear me? Is the homecoming stream been like a week or something? You can hear me, sweet. So yeah, been a minute. It's been since the Vegas meetup stream since I've been live, but you know, just been traveling and kind of a little bit more poker time to myself when I was in Vegas, since I don't poker's illegal here, so you know. But yeah, some really good things have happened. If you're a patron, you kind of been pinged throughout, maybe not with all the charts till today, but you know, just updating you on things going on. I mean, we can start with the 4 hour on Bitcoin, your favorite asset ever. It's weird, man. Scanning through crypto space is like, wow. I mean, they're different. Like, many charts are in different situations. Some look like absolute dog crap. Some look like just like Bitcoin in ways where, like, bottom of a range, harmonic completed, type 2 return, daily bullish divergence. Dang, man. Argument there. And some just kind of mid of the ground where there's no real trade. Like, there's no, like, it's not at an inflection point with all the variables we look for. So it's just a huge mixed bags. You know, what is it?
And then, just like that,
Scanning through crypto right now is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. All right, situation. But Bitcoin always, you know, lately, you know, the past month plus, like, this harmonic's been here. You know, it's really been tough to want to be long or even consider Bitcoin at a reversal until you got above 19,891. But that, in fact, happened a couple days ago, a few days ago, or really technically yesterday. You broke it. I mean, you had broken it the 27th September. You tested it the 30th. But the new month, something weird about the new month when it goes from September to October, and I'll show you. I will show you. It was October 1st.
Good to see you back. Hope Vegas was fun.
Thanks, wife's boyfriend. Vegas was unbelievable. I can't even believe how perfect it went from start to finish. Lady Luck was with me the entire effing time. Unreal. Now, there was one time she betrayed me on the last day. Oh my God, dude. Someone hit a one outer on me. I had Alabama Night Riders, which is Trip Kings. And then the fifth, I'd already pushed, shoved. And dude shoved with Trip 2s. And then on the river, he hit that one outer. He hit quad 2s, got the high hand of the room. It was the worst luck. But just bought back in. I mean, it was like $200. And then made it all back and stayed for like 4 or 5 more hours and ended up by like 300. So it was, I mean, you know, when you play poker consistently the right way over a lot of hands, yeah, you're going to have that variance, the bad beats, but
New pumpkin spice price action.
yeah, it is the pumpkin spice price action. Okay, so going back 2021, October 1st, where were we? Right here. Was it right here? October 1st, within 10 hours, you were up 10% or so. That happened from September to October, and it took us on a run that took us to all-time high 69K. That would feel so good. Well, here we are, a new month, and it just so happens the new month we're now back above 19,891, asking more questions. You know, it's like we always knew this harmonic was here. We always knew the type 2 was here, but there was no follow through, and you were below the inflection point. But now you're above it. Now you're above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Interesting. Something else really interesting. You have broken. This is true. This is real life. I mean, look at it. This down sloping resistance, the supply line, it goes back to that all-time high, 69K. You broke it kind of technically on the 3rd of October. Yesterday, highest daily candle close. Technically since September 12th. And now today, you know, you're attempting, a hanging man. Yeah, maybe, dude. But It's you broke the 19.891.99 to the cent, right? You broke it, 2017 cycle top, and then today and only today, you are back testing that 2017 cycle top peak as support and rallying off of it. But yeah, not really like a great looking candle, but as long as you're above 19.891, 19.650, cautiously optimistic. We can be cautiously optimistic. That's it. I mean, again, you look at the daily, you can see the harmonic, you can see the type 2 return, you can see the bullish divergence. You're, neutral on the RSI. It's at 54 right now. So, and you broke the supply line that goes back to, 10, 11 months. So that, I mean, hopium's back. The hopium shipment came in. So, very interesting. I mean, upside potential could take you to levels you haven't seen since mid-September. I mean, we're talking you could be seeing 22.8 above this level long enough. Yes, you could. Tomorrow, though, we just fall right back below it. Index funds start collapsing. The VIX starts pumping. All that's possible. We all understand that. But for now, today, as of today, you can be at least cautiously optimistic, not bullish. We're not using the B word. We're just saying, in any other market condition where we don't know the context of the macro being so terrible, oh my God, PMIs collapsing, CPI pumping, right? Still elevated, inflation's insane, sovereign debt crisis, Credit Suisse, right? Deutsche Bank, all these bad things happening, man, right? We don't think about that. We just look at the context right here. Very interesting. I mean, this is trade setup stuff. It is. It was already posted, never got stopped out. Once that type 2 got put in, it's like, all right, maybe it can happen, but really hasn't done much. I mean, relative to change in price, it hasn't done much. But in terms of breaking back above key levels, it's done a lot, since last week. So we will see what this turns into. This is just like breakout has happened. We're going to pay attention to it. I'm going to, the whole, Putin, energy, OPEC cutting oil. So energy moons today. Holy crap. But we must monitor what's going on in Bitcoin. I think even before we look at Ethereum, we should look at Bitcoin dominance. Bottom could be in, right? I mean, it's, as of yesterday, Bitcoin dominance hit its highest level since August 3rd. You held, buyers defended that level again, that effing level where we know it's not really, it's almost a coin flip of if it's a bottom or a top for the actual price US dollar. But, you held it, 886. So you're just wondering, hey man, what happens if Bitcoin dominance goes to 46.77? Because that's literally all it does. When it holds this level, it runs to that point. You'd think that Bitcoin's going to outperform altcoins. And you can see it's been doing that. It's definitely been doing that since really kind of, early or late September and definitely this month, right? So just monitor that. And the good news is, right, you've got the potential trade setup idea on Bitcoin, so you don't have to worry about it. Ethereum, the problem is you never were at that key inflection point you wanted to be at. You just weren't, unless you're just talking about it holding the 1223 dead cat bounce level. Okay, it held the candle close from mid-June. It held those levels, okay, and it actually looks pretty good on the 4-hour. It really does. But my issue is, it's just you've broken the B point of the potential harmonic. It's just not as strategic of a long as Bitcoin would be right now. That's just my opinion. You haven't broken any sort of downsloping resistance that goes all the way back to November, right? It's not doing the same things Bitcoin's doing right now. So I'm saying crypto's like a box of chocolates, man. It's just, so we're just talking about strategic entries for the swing trader, position trader, the stuff that we've learned, right? That we like trading. Bitcoin's the answer over Ethereum right now. That's okay. Doesn't mean Ethereum can't rally. I mean, the 4-hour, my God, it looks great. Like what it was doing, what it is still doing to this one level here. Right? It's holding it. can see it holding, almost a fractal, like locally from the 21st to pretty much now is almost a fractal of what we saw from June 18th all the way to July 13th, right? You see the lowest low, then the two lows that are equal but higher than the first low. You're kind of getting that exact same structure right now, right? So, and it just happens to be holding a key support. So, I mean, like if Bitcoin rallies, you would think, yeah, Ethereum's probably going to head on up to at least the top of this little local range of 1393, 1400, but probably 1420, right? I mean, just saying, again, it's like, cool, dude. That's cool on Ethereum. Daily, can't get. I'm always looking for 886s if I can get them, man. Right? If I can, all right. If I can't, maybe there's something better out there. Oh, wait, there is Bitcoin at the 886 and above its key inflection point and broke the supply line. So there's just a better technical argument on Bitcoin over Ethereum right now, but it doesn't mean Ethereum can't rally, right? So it's just, man, this all could change tomorrow. These market conditions are terrible, dude. Real bad. I mean, you got the UK, evidently the UK pension fund, the whole system was going to collapse if the UK, the Bank of England didn't bail them out. I mean, that's scary. That's like really, like who wants to be long in those market conditions? I don't think anyone would want to. That's what I'm saying. That's what's so bad about it. It's like, it's one thing finding, hey, Ethereum in just normal market conditions, dude. Like, I don't know, sometime in 2017, sometime in 2020 to 2022 before the top, right? So, hey, man, all right, we're bottoming out here. Okay, well, we're in a long established uptrend already. We had a nice pullback. We're holding resistance S4. Okay, better argument. Just now, it's just you're not making higher highs, higher lows, really, right? I mean, it's just the context sucks, but locally, not too bad. All right, and it's like that on other altcoins too, which we can look at if you want. I mean, would you want to look at some of these potential harmonics completed at the bottom of trading ranges that were established in June to now? And it's really, again, like if you're a patron and I posted that trade setup, it's like, dude, it is education. Like you have to be more concerned about educating yourself right now. And maybe if you're not going to take a shot because you know how bad the macro is, invest in yourself, because eventually the market conditions are not going to be in the same context they are now. They're going to be higher highs, higher lows for a year. And a big pullback happens in a well-established uptrend and the pivot. And then the whole structure develops here and it comes after a bunch of higher highs, higher lows, right? And then, okay, momentum-driven asset class. It's in an uptrend, established, right? You're looking for the same things some of these coins, including Bitcoin, showing right now. Okay, I mean, we can just look at the bigger market cap coins. That's what we do. I mean, BNB broke. It's a dragon, kind of. It is a dragon, right? Hasn't made a higher high. Still hasn't broken 300. If it did, you can imagine a 786 or an 886 high to low. Yeah, you'd be looking for 320 or 328. If you could break the B point here, the September 11th high. But again, the problem with this one is it's just kind of in that no man's land. It's not like Bitcoin. If BNB was at like 225, it'd be more like Bitcoin. And it was completing a harmonic. It'd be a deep retrace from this low to high. 886 down here at 211. Okay, it'd be awesome. And maybe we could post a trade setup on it, right? Because we know below that you're going to $40. But if you hold it, you might rally substantially to 350. You're just not there, and we're just looking. It doesn't mean it can't rally, okay? You have to understand that. It can definitely rally, and it probably would rally if Bitcoin rallied. And its target would probably eventually be 330, top again of the range, right? Straight up, straight down. So, I don't know, man. We're not here trying to be right or wrong or call something. It's really, there's a formula, right? There's a set of variables we look for on any given chart, on any given day. It just happens to be, without massive context, Bitcoin's showing those right now as it was even when I was in Vegas and a little bit even before that. This one's not. Ethereum's not. But are there ones that are? Yes, there are a few that are. There are, man. We could just look at the one I just posted in Patreon, you know, to show you. Like, it's just maybe it fails, dude. Maybe it fails. But to try to argue with this is, you know, your argument isn't TA based. Your argument solely, well, I guess your argument would be like long-term downtrend. So how could you talk about that? But I mean, like, look, you clearly see a range has been created and it started in May. Okay, you see it. There's a support here, bottom of the range, top of the range. You know, bottom's $8, top of the range like 1340 or so, right? Maybe even 1265. Got it. So it completed the harmonic. Type 1, type 2 has jumped across the creek. A supply line locally has been broken. You're still above it. You're still at the very bottom of the range, still but you're above it, right? You're slightly above that lowest low, right? I mean, the first created. So, I mean, this is the stuff you look for on any market, on any chart, at any given time, excluding context. I get it, man. I'll be the first one to say, yeah, man, it failed. It drops, it breaks below $8 and crashes to 550. Hey, man, you can't get mad at me for looking at something that we'd see in a bull trend that's doing the same effing thing, right? So it's just, again, you keep identifying the stuff. Eventually the market conditions turn around where they're not terrible. And this is the stuff. This is how you trade. This is low. This is buying low and then selling high. Would be selling at 1260 to 1380, right? The top of the range. So it's just things like this that exist out there on some of these coins that are, I don't know, not bad, man. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make calls, dude. This is a linear scale. Yeah, it's better. Swing trading on a 4 hour, you be linear scale, dude. Okay, range bound. Okay. Drink your hot water. Exactly, Josh. What's up, dude? So yeah, I guess we could. There are more. I mean, like, they're out there, but like they're just not catching bids, man. And you gotta have concerns. And if they're not catching bids, you see Bitcoin dominance is bottom. Why not just go with Bitcoin? You know, go with God in this situation, which would be Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's like the god of crypto, technically, right?
Again, please. I think I got it right this time.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, we'll look at that. Coming in from Straya, man. All right. Yeah, there are others, man, that are interesting. Like XLM was look, man, remember XLM? It was interesting. And what did XLM do? It's the same picture. This thing played out. It went to the top. It went to the top of the range after completing the harmonic, type 1, type 2, all the divergence, jumped across a creek. You get it? It's the same thing. This just happened to play out, probably because of the XRP stuff, right? The Ethereum merge that kind of catalyzed all that. The lawsuit, okay, cool story. But there you go, man. I mean, this one, it could break to the upside, but it's certainly, do you think, is this a fresh long? Is this great for a fresh long, chat? Or was XLM at a better spot? I have to find it. God. Discord's so active, man. So active. Yeah, or you got like stuff. Or do you think this was a better spot for XLM, right? I mean, oh my God, dude, hold on. Everything got screwed up. I updated my OBS, and now all my, of course, my sources are bungled. Oh God. Is that it? No, that's it. Why would that not work, dude? Yeah, there it is. Look, I don't know why that's not working. Stream Deck, get effed, man. Oh god, dude. Sorry, man. Technical difficulties just because this happens, man. Okay, we can't have nice things at all. Can't just update things, man. You can't update anymore. I'm like, there's no incentive to update ever anything because this happens only and always. Okay, I'm gonna move on if I can't figure this out in 10 seconds. I mean, I'm not. Okay, let's see what happens now. This better be it. Nope, it's not. It's just broken. Get the. All right, so right, isn't this a better area, right? When an asset completes the harmonic and then kind of springs back, test the spring, right? I mean, that's hitting the key level there. All right, makes some sense. And then hidden bullish divergence too. Yeah, definitely. Those are, and you know, now XLM's up here, right? XLM's up at like 11.8, 12 cents. So it's kind of like, all right, bottom of the range, top of the range kind of situation. Okay. Again, just trying to emphasize education because it's important. Doesn't mean it can't rally. This could be how bottoms get put in too. It could turn into something more significant where it runs to 14, 15 cents eventually. It just hasn't yet. Hasn't broken those resistances. Okay, so let's go to XRP. Hey man, XRP looking good, dude. Looking strong. All right, things have turned around for this asset. That could be going to 58.5 cents if Bitcoin doesn't just collapse. Bitcoin just hangs on and just keeps doing what it's doing methodically. XRP probably going to see 58 cents. Look what you're doing, at least on the 4 hour. Look at these higher lows here. Yeah, we had some new patrons join. Yeah, I was not here really. We had a lot of crazy stuff going on. Yeah, Roland, Chad, Kozian, Music Men, Aaron W, Michael F. Thank you all for joining the Patreon. Nothing works. Wow, my whole thing's broken. My whole OBS is broken because I updated. Amazing. Wow.
Rob tipped $21. Missed you, Brody. Needed my TA fix. Thoughts on Etsy? 0.00104240 BTC.
We'll look at it. Thanks so much, dude. Yeah, well, I'm not going to be able to use any of my...
Can devs do something?
I don't know why that's working. My sound is working. Mute mic, not working. Of course not.
Look here! Look, listen!
Dude, I'm telling you. Never going to do it again. What a joke. All right. So I would say XRP... turning things around. Sellers are trying, right? But they can't do anything. They're trying and they're trying. So, let's go to the daily. Yeah, dude, super strong. Look at you above your 200-day moving average now. This is strong. Like XRP looks great. Look, you made your lows, you bottomed out, then you made a higher low, the spring back test, and now the sellers' attempt to push the price lower are failing miserably above the 200. It's just, oh yeah, it's so good. So, I mean, I think you could very well see 58.5 cents, a candle high close from September 2018. So yeah, I think you're in good shape here. XRP, one of the best looking cryptos technically right now, for turning things around at least. Beautiful. Look at the effing RSI on the daily, 63. Hot, but perfect. Not too hot. Great stuff for this one. Pay attention to XRP. All right. Not the case for Cardano. Look, Cardano's one that's... This is the situation where you've got stuff like Neo. You know, you got a few others that look all right. Then you got this one. Then you got this joke here. And it's like, is this a type 2? It could be. I mean, it really isn't done yet. I mean, it could very well be still bottoming out here, but because you got the type 1 and maybe type 2 now. So it's definitely not at like fresh short areas, but we know the macro is so terrible that it might not be a good idea to long it either, right? So it's the last thing you want to do is probably be shorting Cardano at this level. Just flip the chart over. If you're looking at something like this, right, would you really want to be taking an active long on an asset that looks like this after such a massive markup, right? What a rally. And it's now just sitting at the kind of pretty much the top of the range, completed the harmonic. It doesn't make sense to be trying to short here. And really, look what this, oh my God. Man, this is like almost a great long. I mean, like it's lower risk for a long here than it would ever be a short, right? Nice falling wedge. Dang, dude. Like, it's just Cardano, though. It's a joke, you know, Schwartz. But hey, man, again, things can turn around. And if they're going to turn around, these are probably the levels. I mean, these are the levels that's the lowest risk for the turnaround, right? Man. So I should tell you, right? It's just, things are really interesting here. It's not a good, it's a terrible high risk short here because this is exactly where, like, what bottoms look like before bottoms get put in, right? We just looked at XLM, right? What it did. Neo's near those levels. There are others, man. Let's see. Remember, what was it? Was it Algo? Dude, remember Algo? Algo was a very similar situation, Larry. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means at all. It was a deep retrade. But, like, think about it, dude. 886. 886. Type 1, type 2. My God, you got a classic accumulation structure on the tail end with hidden bullish divergence, the bottom of the range. And look what happened after. You get it? It's just, if you're bearish, I got it, man. But it's just, you're at high risk areas for shorts if you're bearish, at least on these altcoins. And in the argument, I'm just trying to present it via traditional technical analysis, no opinion, just the charts, right? Just like we look for. Okay, bottom of trading ranges. When you're trying to short, you try to short high, not short low. You're selling low. No, it's not that way. It's not how it works. Okay, so look at Algo somehow. What the, it's at the very top of this range here. You can see it like May 12th and 28th, and then late June. You can see it's a very real low. Breaking that, my God, you could be probably headed back up to where you were. You could go to 41 cents. Things are turning around. Remember, the buyers somehow defended here from August 27th to June 18th. So just saying, just continuously trying to represent education in the stream. And it's always been about probabilities. Okay, look at this, man. I'm just going all around crypto because I haven't been here in a while. I haven't been live in a while on stream, like here at the battle station. And again, this all changes tomorrow when all these things dump to zero because the stock market crashes, because the macro is tremendously bad. We get that. So you don't have to be long, but being short, at least on some of these altcoins, not this one, but at least the ones that they're PCZs type 2 is not a great item. It's just not, that makes sense. Like, eventually you keep doing that, you're going to get destroyed. It might play out this one time, but next time you're going to get killed. Others, like basic attention to, look at this, man. It's crazy. And again, it could just fail. It could be a dud, a harmonic dud, as Scott Carney likes to call them. As we saw, like on the NASDAQ, and the tech bubble popped, harmonics hit their 886 and they do nothing and they just collapse again. It's like, okay, all right. At least you know how to strategize a stop loss. You don't have a stop loss, you shouldn't be trading. What are you doing? But like, you can see this May 12th low. You can see a completed harmonic, 886. You can clearly see the price action correlating. It could be absorption of remaining demand before it's absorbed and you collapse. I get that. But I'm just pointing out the existence of this right now, today. Look, here it is, man. It's there. Look at there was divergence there. Just no one's buying it, and that's the problem. But this is certainly the area, the lower risk area of things where maybe not in these market conditions, okay? But in another world, on another chart, the outcome ends up becoming that because it's the bottom of the range. Completed harmonic divergence. Yeah, and really there's candle high close goes back to August 2017, right? You're there and probably going to see 14 cents when it's all said and done later. I'm just saying, right? Just pointing out the harmonic at the bottom of a range locally. Okay, it could easily fail, and I get it. I understand. It would be terrible market conditions. Okay. Crypto's meh right now, someone says, but it's like, is it really that meh? That's not meh. You know what's more meh? When an asset is like just in the middle of an inflection zone, like BNB's meh. Something like basic attention tokens, pretty interesting. This is interesting. Bitcoin, how if he just said Bitcoin or crypto is meh right now, and we're looking at a 10-month downtrend that was breached 2 days ago. The 10-month downtrend, it's right there. You see it, right? You breached that. You're back above the previous cycle top. At the same time, the harmonics completed with bullish divergence, and you're back testing that level as support right now. How is that not interesting? How is that meh? How could you say meh? That's inverse meh. That's interesting. Now, it was meh, my God, for a while. What? Yeah, dude. How about the whole freaking summer it was meh? Now it's interesting. Well, were we above that supply line that goes back to November of 2021, the 23rd of September, or August 29th, or July 31st, or even July 18th? Or were we above that supply line in June, early June, or May? No, you weren't. Now you are. So I have to disagree wholeheartedly. And again, I get it. This may not hold. This could just collapse, whatever. But today, we're all right. It is not this day that we shall collapse. It would be another day. Man, just flip the chart over, okay, just for context here. And I get it, man. You know, it's like, what a freaking trend, you've been in, but you're completing a harmonic up here. Let's see if we can find something that kind of is similar, like a long extended uptrend with a harmonic. It's like inverse energy, but energy, because of supply getting cut, news-driven catalysts with OPEC, pumped like Jesus, dude. Holy crap. You think it like this? Okay, this one, and then you just go to, well, I don't know, man. It's like big, long, extended run, and then your harmonic. Well, at least, you only got a type 1 on this before it rolled over. But yeah, I get it. Wow, it hit an inflection point and rallied. Free white soldiers, some nice soldiers. Back above 87 bucks. Key level 2007 and 2010. I mean, above this, you go to $100. Right? If you're above $87, look, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Oh my God, down. Right? I mean, almost every time. That could be in store finally for US oil to rally. But at the same time, it's like you go back to Bitcoin real quick, and a similar development would be just like, what was it? What was it again, man? It was, oh yeah, so it's kind of like something like DET, energy company, like long extended uptrend, and then the harmonic completes, and you get a type 2 return with very real convergence right there, right? And it, performed wonderfully. Still in the uptrend, but it's just something like that, I mean, it's just the same type of situation. Issue is like you got stuff like ExxonMobil. You just can't stop this stuff when they're. Look at this news-driven catalyst. This thing's insane, right? Bearish Gartley played out beautifully, hits the 200 moving average, and then OPEC cut supply. Now, it dropped 16.5% in 28 days from the completion zone of the bearish Gartley. That's pretty good. But then the trend took back over, with a catalyst, right? And it's just now showing, it's just reaccumulating, right? You got a higher low. Thing breaks 101 by 101, dude. I mean, that's you're talking about near a all-time high breakout here on Exxon. If this continues, look at the strength there. Now it hasn't quite made the higher highs yet, but it's the same thing with just multiple energy stocks like ConocoPhillips, man. My God, it could be going for a tag too. It didn't make a higher high yet. You know, I mean, just completes the 886 and drops 17% in 14 days from that high. That's a lot. But yeah, long extended uptrend with the harmonic, you kind of get it, right? All right. So we could go to, let's just maybe run to the S&P 500 real quick. That yeah, I mean, I get it that it's like, hey, dude, it's holding on to like 3,700, kind of. Not really. Oh, that's what it did. It tested the high from September 2020, and there were just a bunch of limit orders set up right there. Too many people had puts, were short. There is nothing bullish about this yet. It could be trying to confirm a second bottom. But remember, I mean, I'm just talking about the year 2000 in that bear market, 2000, 2002. There were seven 20% rallies in that bear market. I think we've only had like one 20% rally in this bear market currently. One. So there's an open gap now at 36.77. That's going to fill at some point. In fact, I think you just finally yesterday and today filled the gap from September 21st. Open gap up here at 41.13. There's just no on the index funds. It's like, wow, dude, at a potential inflection point, a rally came in, some bids came in on a second attempt, right? I mean, that's all that happened. You were oversold and you kind of gapped up, and people had to pay, right? The bears had to get destroyed, game of squeeze, and that type of pump, the gap up, the rally like that will kill options. So I don't think that's really. Is there any trend reversal? Sweet mother of God, no. You can't say you're in a bullish trend when you just days ago made the lowest low you had seen since the year of 2020, November 2020. You can't say that. There's so much that has to be done before you can say we're in a bull trend again. It's just, it rallied at a level. Okay, cool story, bro. Not even that much. It's the same with all the index funds right now. Like, it's cool that the Dow Jones Industrial got back above the pre-COVID highs from February 2020. But there's an open gap. You're going to fill that gap. Better believe it. The gap will fill. And maybe if you get a back test and you hold and you start rallying off of the back test, maybe we could be going for a more significant bear market rally. But for now, this is coming. Like whether it's tomorrow or the next day, something like this will be coming. A test will happen. I'm just thinking, because you're so close to the gap. It's an everyday gap, high probability that an everyday gap is going to fill sooner rather than later. So you come for the back test. Maybe if you hold 29,564, okay, we'll talk about more significant high to low, deep retrace. But for now, man, how can you trust this? It's like barely done anything. People are already trying to call bottoms, I think, like, right? Already? Will this 3-day rally last? 3 days, man. How soon everyone forgets. The trend is your friend until further notice, right? You are still in a long-term downtrend. You just recently, days ago, made your lowest price since effing late 2020. That is not indicative of a bull trend at all. Nope. Bears got to pay, though, a little bit, right? I mean, nice markdown, man. Yeah, after waves down like that, you get waves up. They're scrub waves, and you dump again. And it's normally a lower low. No, yeah, I agree. S-coins don't have any liquidity. Again, that is why I'm putting emphasis on education. It is educational to look at them, to show where they are, Okay, and a rectangle. You're near the bottom of a rectangle trading range with a harmonic completed with type 2 return with daily bullish divergence at that bottom, right? It's certainly not an area to be going short. That's crazy. So you're either cash or one's taking along, right? Probably cash because look at the macro. Like everything's collapsing. Going to World War III soon, probably, right? You got North Korea shooting missiles every day at freaking Japan. Are you kidding me? UK pension fund. Bye-bye, right? I mean, just crazy. I think Iran's like bankrupt too. Like there's just so much financial turmoil and geopolitical turmoil going on. Talk about fear. Oh yeah, the fear is cranked up to 11. I mean, I think it's probably higher than it was during the COVID crash at this point. So, yeah. So let's go to NASDAQ. Okay, same situation as all the others. Wow, dude, is it double bottoming? Open gap. We have an open gap at 10,823. I think that's going to get back tested at some point soon. You fill the gap and you back test the key level you gapped back above, right? That should be back test. Market participants need to know if that's real or not. So they're going to go test it, and they may go test it, and it may not be real, and we just start getting destroyed. The volatility index increases, it spikes, everything in the world dumps, including gold, commodities, you name it, man. But that so far that hasn't happened. Yeah, you gapped up. Great 3 days. Cool story, bro. Nothing to get excited about. Not really. But cool. You held some supports. But those supports, since you've broken back above them, have not been tested. And I think we will probably see a test before, if we were to go much higher, right? Okay. That's it. Russ 2000, probably a little bit better. Russ 2000 is kind of like maybe of the four, the best in terms of like where it is contextually to key levels from history, right? You've got, you know, I know a gap. I think that gap's gonna get tested too, though. So I mean, when they all dump, this is gonna dump too. You need to fill this gap at 1710. But when you do that, you'll be back testing the pre-COVID crash high. So you do that, you hold it successfully. That's where a more significant rally could occur. But you know, you still are in a long-term downtrend right now. Long-term downtrend. But on this current date, you are above the very dangerous levels that you had fallen below twice, but you could not catch follow-through either time. So you got that going for you. Nice, dude. You look at this, it's like, okay, cool, dude. But then you look at the other index ones, it's terrible. You just look at some individual assets like Google. Does this really look bullish to you? You know, it's crazy what it did, right? It's beautiful. It filled the gap from February 2021, and that was that bottom for now. Is this bullish to anyone? Is anyone like bullish on Google now because we had 3 days of meh? You can't be. You can't be bullish. It's just, God, man. You know, the lower this price goes, the more stupid ads they're going to put. Unskippable ads they'll have on YouTube. Great, dude. I can't wait for that. Can't wait till it's 5 minutes. Yeah, everyone's just go to Rumble, dude. Sorry, just reading a little chat because I didn't do that yet. I don't know, just multiple the drivers, man, like Microsoft. Oh, look, man, it's great. You had a couple days, man, that were okay. Cool story, bro. Are you in an uptrend? No, you just made your lowest low. You weren't even showing bullish divergence on the second low here, dude. It's just, this thing could run to 263. No one's gonna care. It doesn't matter. It's still gonna be in a long-term downtrend. Apple, yeah, melting phases, man. Look at the nice engulfing. Look where it happened. Wow, the gray zone, right? The gray zone. Wow, look. September 2020, the peak. Another one. December 2020. Look, the valley. September 2021. Look what you've done, Larry. At that inflection point, It's why it's here. Why it's been here for a long time. There were bids there. An engulfing candle appeared at that level perfectly. Bids came in at an area where bids might come in. Isn't that crazy? And so all you did was gap up, and yeah, you're above 145 right now, the high from January 2021, and maybe it's going to go higher. And maybe. But yeah, and this one showing distribution, but hasn't, I mean, it has made lower lows, but recently made a higher low, but this wave's not done yet. There's nothing indicating this bearish wave down is done yet, right? It's not. Just caught some bids at a level where bids might come in. Wow. That's why they're called inflection points. They're not really sold, but hey, cool story on your 2 days or 3 days of success, man. Don't let the bears tell you from the pattern completion zone of that bearish shark pattern, you're still down 16%, below the 200-day moving average. You're never below the 200-day moving average. Are you kidding me, man? It's so rare when you're below the 200. Jeez, man. Bad stuff's going on when you're below that. You're way below it. We go to Amazon too. It looks almost like the Russell 2000 chart. And again, didn't do, like, you can't even tell. I think you're coming to 101.80 again for a second test. Or what? You already made the second test. You rallied and hit a key resistance and the 200-day moving average, and you sold off. I just not sold on this market right now. I can't be. You got to look at Twitter because Elon's going to buy Twitter. All the bots are getting purged. Look at this thing, man. Got halted yesterday because it was so much moonage. But look, man, it broke this key level from 2018, 2019. The candle high closed really way back in 2013. I mean, that's like kind of a double bottom or close to it, breaking 53.53. Wow, the gap fill at 61. You have a target above 53.53 of 61.65. Above that, probably $73. But you want to talk about that, man? That's solid stuff. What a catalyst. Yeah, big time. Why is my volume not on? Where is my volume? Why is the moon cycle? I didn't do this. Dude, why is the moon cycle here? Am I getting trolled? It replaced my volume. There's your volume. Okay. Well, thanks again. Okay, it's an omen, dude. It's an omen for Bitcoin. We have moon cycle somehow randomly on my indicators, so that means moon soon for Bitcoin. All right, all in on nothing. No, not really, not nothing, because we actually have a technical argument on Bitcoin. And if it fails, it fails. It never got stopped out. That argument got posted in the Patreon trade setup. What was it, a week ago or more? Maybe it was like 9-10 days ago. Never fell below the second valley. And it's educational. I don't care. Like, you don't have to long it, but you will become learned about what makes sense for a lower risk long. All right, so dang, man, Twitter had this effing. I didn't identify. I'm looking. It's hindsight, but again, education. Now that I see it, because I don't really scan Twitter that much. Maybe I should have. Dude, this is an alternate bat pattern, or maybe it's just a standard bat. It's just a standard bat sorts. Yeah, 382 B point. Wow. I mean, it just reacted and reversed at the same time, but that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Again, even if you don't long it and it's hindsight now, don't you get it, man? How you have complex wave structures that hit 886s. 886s are just inherent value on charts that Fibonacci and 8. I have an 88% sale on X, on whatever it is. 88% sale. But you have that 88% sale when you have a very predictable complex wave structure where there's one wave up, a large wave up, then you have a small wave down, then a small wave up, and then a larger wave down. And that larger wave down on that last wave hits an 886. It's completing, whether it's valid or not. You don't have to have names for them. That's just very real possibility that could be a low risk area to take along versus just randomly, you know, going long at when the assets are already run up and it's hitting 200 moving average, it's hitting over bought and downtrends. You get that? I mean, it's kind of the Scott Carney and the system. I mean, the stuff I love and the stuff I've learned, right? And you're trying to somehow articulate what value is on a chart. This is a big part of it. Yeah, local on the 8s. Nothing works anymore, dude. My whole stream deck's broken. Great, I know I get to spend 20 hours doing now. Amazing, dude. Let's go to Bitcoin. Top of the hour. All right. So we got 1 minute until the daily close. All right, and so this is a very important thing. I mean, like the event that will occur in less than a minute now. It's very important. Though, of course, someone will be like, it's a hanging man, dude, in kind of weird context. And certainly could fail. And if this fails, it's gonna be because the VIX is spiking. The index funds are collapsing. I think that's how Bitcoin fails here. I think that's kind of the only way. I don't think Bitcoin fails here. I think this whole breakout and back test of breakout actually catches nice follow through if the VIX doesn't spike, the index funds don't collapse, and we get some sort of Lehman Brothers stuff moment with these trash European banks. All right. 13 seconds until the daily the market participants are confirming on the daily that what was once a resistance from December of 2017 is now support. Can we get Jesus chimes for that? Can we please get Jesus chimes? And can we please get some for that? Look, man, 2 days ago, you broke the level. Today, market participants gained confirmation that they needed. Remember, man, September 21st, what happened? The level that we just back tested as support was resistance, fail. Resistance. September 27th, fail. Look, resistance. September 30th, fail. But guess what? It's a new month. We have now not failed. Epic success for now until the VIX spikes and the world collapses. Bitcoin's you're in cautiously optimistic territory. That's it. Not bullish, okay, because you're in a long-term downtrend still. We know what could very well happen at any time and on any day with the stock market, how bad things are, the currency pairs too. But for now, we're okay. We're cautiously optimistic, not bullish. Okay. Man, it's like, if you really, it's all about how much you respect this level as a trader or an analyst, right? How much weight do you put on this, on the 2017 cycle top? If you put a lot of weight on it, it's a way where one could strategize a stop loss, right? If you say, if we just broke the level, okay, we just broke the level and we've just back tested it as support. So that would be some sort of argument you're contriving for a long. So that is how you strategize entries, and that is how you strategize stop losses, right? So something like that. Don't worry about that. I'm not talking about the take profit. I'm just talking about where one's entering and where one's saying, I'm cutting my losses, my very small losses, because if we're falling below that level and we get a candle close below the level, the whole argument you had for the bullish back test and break is now invalid. So you then have, right, when we fall below that level for real, when it's confirmed, the argument you had is dead, but there's now a new argument to not own Bitcoin, right? Because that's what you'd say, that's important. What we've just done in the past 48 hours, very important, breakout and back test. So just way to look at it. Now there is the trade setup where there was just like, hey, entries around here somewhere in the chop zone, and we're just saying, all right, stop below the low from September 21st, whatever. That it's still active. You're off of that and you're up a little bit, but just saying, for a breakout and a back test of a breakout, that's a way one could strategize it if they wanted to, and that would be your technical argument. Okay. Anyway. Get to these requests, sure. Okay, it doesn't mean we're bullish. Doesn't mean I'm calling anything. But you can't argue with me and say what's happened in the past 48 hours isn't real to a respective level. I'm showing you. You'd just be delusional and a psycho weirdo to say what just happened isn't happening. It is happening. You broke the supply line. You've broken the key level. You've back tested it. That's all I'm presenting to you today. All right? Okay. Let's go to these requests real quick. I got a bunch of sirens. Okay, great. Here's total mark cap I didn't do. So
I like turtles.
I mean, total market cap is less interesting than Bitcoin. It is. It is not as intriguing as Bitcoin because it's got Ethereum in there and BNB that are not inflation points. But Bitcoin is. So cool. In the downtrend, you're now testing into a moving average for the first time, really, today and yesterday, first time since you fell below it September 13th. So cool. Okay, it was like there were 2 requests. So on the Australian stock Challenger, super illiquid, man. My God. Broke all the legs. I would wait, man, till 12 cents, right? Wouldn't you wait for a back test? You never back tested it, right? June of 2012. Why not back test that? Wait for it. Oil and gas. I mean, it could bounce at any time. Anything could do anything, right? But if you're talking about strategizing an entry on something, wouldn't you want to be longing an asset that is back testing an old level from 10 years ago as support, and it's real, it's really happening, but instead of something that's multiple percentage points off of that, right? We're talking like 4 cents. That's massive. 25, 26, 27% downside before you're testing a 2012 level. And then you got to think about, oh man, broke the BAMM level. It just successfully back tested it as resistance, right? 20 cents. So you got to talk about a full reset on 886 here. We're talking about an 886 takes you, oh my God, 7 cents. Right? I mean, that's kind of reminds me of Ethereum in ways on CEL, Challengers Australian Stock Exchange. I mean, like, you can do anything you want, man, but I'm just looking at it and it's like, one does not simply go long after a successful bearish backtest of the B point, not at an inflection point, and certainly not at a completed harmonic, right? Of course you can't see the chart because none of my stuff works. None of my stream deck works. Great. So I'm just saying, okay, let me just repeat myself. Look, the 2012 low, you're not at it. You're literally nowhere. You've never reversed here, actually. So you're 26% away from an area where you have actually reversed, okay? You have successfully backtested that B point, the bad action magnet move, as resistance, confirming the bad action magnet move's real. And so you sold off, and you either wait till 12 cents or you wait till 7 cents. So you got a 7 cent strategic entry for a harmonic completion or a 12 cent 10-year low. But where you are now, it could rally, of course, but I wouldn't long it. I mean, what happens if it goes down to 13.5 cents and rallies again? I mean, you get stopped out. How are you going to strategize a stop loss, right? You strategize stop loss right, just marginally below 12 cents because you know but your argument's invalid. There's no point in being long below 12 because that's massive support, right? At least down here at 7 cents, you could strategize a stop below 5 cents because it's a swing low from 2017, and it gets far enough below the 886 where you probably don't want to mess with it. And it's probably invalid either, like 2, right? So yeah, it broke these, it was legging up and it broke, stalled out. But yeah, it could just rally, man, anytime. I'm just talking about strategizing. Okay. Let's go to the next one, the last one. Yeah, well, Etsy did things at a level, didn't it? Let's check it out, man. Let's check it out. All right. What a 786. Never got that 886. That's what you mean. There's probably more downside in time, right? Look, the low to high. Never hit an 886. It got really close. It hit an 86, 87% retrace. It was real close, man. So it reacted. There's no confirmation down there, right? If you were just to look at it maybe on the daily, you'd be like, of course. Same type of harmonic structure. Man, it was so close, wasn't it? And it's pretty cool. The 886 pretty much confluent with the peaks from 2019. But that's type 1, right? Never type 2. I mean, if you get a second test, could be the dream. Whatever. Something like that. Oh my God, dude, that could be dreamish. If it maybe falls below 73 and gets back above it and holds. All right. What's up, Smith Lake, man? Thanks for the 5555. Repeating, of course. Pretty waters up there.
HDR news, please, sir. Off 4 hours. Day. Week.
We will look at it right after this. Etsy that has reacted pretty well near or out of completion zone of the shark at inflection point.
Hey Michi, finally got my grandma to move 10% of her stock portfolio into Pulse Dogecoin.
Thank God, man.
We will all be kings and
Thank
make the
God.
world eat the bugs. I'm kidding, but can you take a look at PLSD? Thanks, kissing face.
Post Malone's Dogecoin coin. Yeah, we'll look at it, dude. Thanks so much. Thanks, dude. Yeah, dude. So it's like, where are you now? You're not at an inflection point anymore. You're well off of it. The time to be requesting Etsy was maybe in late June when it was at this inflection point, at near this 886, but it's well off of that now. What is it you see that you love about this? Rob, you just said, oh, hey, he's probably requesting it because it broke, man. It broke. Yeah, okay. Well, wait till it underperforms, doesn't even break the high point, and rolls over again. You're below the 200-day moving average. There are a couple peaks. There's like 115 and then 140 after this. I think you'd just be in a stronger position if you got to 74 bucks again. But, right, it's kind of tough here, like, for me to be like fresh long time, dude. I mean, are you gonna long the bull flag breakout? It's been in a downtrend. You broke out. Highest daily candle close since September 12th. Really nothing to write home about. It's cool, but yeah. Remember, Bulkowski, if you talk about flags, he talks about flags. He doesn't even consider them real until they break the top of the flag. People would say, hey, the downslope resistance is broken, such a small structure like this. He talks about a lot. You read about it. Many times when it doesn't break the top of the flag, it'll just morph into something else. It'll change. It will candles will continue to be painted, but it ends up not really catching follow through off the supply line breakout and turns into something else, and it could roll over. I think 74 bucks would probably be the best argument here. It's Jeffrey, man. Yeah, we'll look at Rum, dude. Rumble, dude. Which I hate that it's public now, because you know what that means, Jeffrey. Bring on the ads. They're the same thing. When any company becomes public now, it's just something weird about. There's no more innovation. It's all about how can we extract money from the users. Perfect. They got all this money. Now they just, again, extract money from you and me, and it's at our expense, right? Like not just monetarily, but we're talking about the nature of the asset deteriorates in value for us. YouTube's unwatchable now. It's terrible. What's happening? Hello? Norbob, it broke, dude. You broke it, man. Had fun, Jeffrey, man. We'll do it again.
Another argument for BTC is the potential hidden bullish divergence being constructed on the monthly with the morning doji star, until confirming the third candle this month.
Oh, we'll look at it. Norbob, we'll look at the monthly in a little bit. All right, let me get through these requests. Just I got bombarded, man. Hey, it's Andrew B, man.
Mitch, thanks for all you do and all you've taught me these past couple years. Can you take a look at EQT? Coming up on a good area for a short?
We will look. Andrew, man, thanks so much, dude. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. We will look. Kings, dude. All right, let's get this rolling. Let's get it rolling. Uh-oh. Hedron? Yep. Hedron, dude. Leave the $2 super chat. Hedron Connect. It's been doing things, man. It's doing things. Well, I'll tell you, it's back above 34,000. Wow, man. Back above 34,000, which is real life. It might back test that before going higher, but I think if you stay above 34,000, 32,000 long enough, 51,000's the target again. Yeah. I like how it rounded out really well again. I've been gone, man. I've been looking at all this stuff, but nice how it rounded out for sure. Nice 4 days in a row, right? So, dude, again, you might get like something like this or going higher, and that would be optimum for a fresh long, right? So if you're a Hedron fan and you missed out on all this, if you're fortunate and blessed enough to get some sort of formal back test of this zone here, that'd be a breakout back test that is low risk, because once it gets here, one goes long, and then one sets up a strategic stop loss just marginally below that level, because below that level you don't want to be messing with it, because the downside could take you all the way down to 25k. I get it. Look, man, I've said it a million times anytime I look at this. I know it's in tenths of or thousandths of cents or whatever. I just don't feel like wasting my time talking about. I'm wasting my time just telling you I know it's in US dollar. Okay, so I'm just saying it at condensed time. So there you go, man. If you get a back test, you're blessed, and it's strategic potential entry, but wait for that back test, and then yeah, I think but it could just at the same time just go straight up to 51k from here. Okay, cool, dude. Right, then it's like an X, A, B, C, D. You wait for an 886, maybe 56k. But yeah, the uptrend is very well intact. No threat of jeopardizing that. Right? You put in a much higher low than previous low with more hidden bullish divergence, if you can believe it, right? Like the low, then the higher low with higher levels, and then the RSI is the same. So you're just continuing to hidden diverge, and you're rallying off of that. It's nice. Nice trend so far, Hedron peoples. And now we go to what happened, man. Now we go to Post Malone Dogechain coin. Well, here you are. All right, when you bought it, that was an 88% retrace. It broke some sort of supply line. It was not really an edge when it did that. But it seems recently, at least at the end of the month, it tested the peak from May of 2022. It was a 4-hour candle high close from June 3rd, not on the daily, but the 4-hour. Tested that, could not successfully break it, and is pulling back. So again, you are at the top end of a massive range, and that's it, right? I mean, you're not at a strong entry area. Here it was. There, that was the, see the 1 and 2, the bump and run stuff. You broke it. And since you broke it, man, you had a nice rally. But again, that you have failed. And really, look what, you flipped the chart over, bro. I mean, you tested a key level right here and here. It's 2. It's candle close and a wick. I think about how you dumped and then the participants defended the area once and twice, and look at the top of it too. Held it, and now you're running. So there's possibly a lot of upside here. Kappa, there could be a lot of downside as you failed to break a key resistance. And you're now confirming look at all that confirmation that what was once resistance is resistance again, right? So, but it was nice on the supply line break where it took you. You know, once you broke that supply line, just happened to be this time on this chart, you broke it, you know, you kind of went down a little bit. We can go right for the day it broke out, right? Even on the pullback. I mean, it went up 119% after it broke that supply line. It did that. But now it's making lower highs locally. And until you get back above 488, there's a lot of downside. There's like potential. You could be going right back down to 288 or 243 again from here. Sorry, Kush Blunts, man. All right, let's go to rum. Not about getting drunk. Or is it? It's not. It's Rumble. IPO that really nothing. Nothing yet. But yeah, public awareness. Yeah, I don't know, man. Clearly people don't really care about the IPO yet, do they? It seems like there's like a local range that's going on with it. Maybe, but dude, this is the 4 hour. So it's like, you make of that what you will, dude. Okay. It made its highest daily candle close. I'm sorry, its highest 4 hour candle close since September 20th, but then gapped down and is just closed down 6% today. There's not much you can really do here, can you? You go to the 60-minute for more candles, I guess. And that's probably what you're looking at. You're like, dude, look at the inverse head and shoulders. Like the lows, the low so, the higher lows. I mean, whatever, man. I guess we would say that maybe right here, this wick was created and then everything correlated after. So, I mean, above 1340 looks like blue skies. Gap fill up at 1672, but you failed. You haven't been able to break it yet. So that's all we can do. Look at the 60-minute. More bullish on the Coinbase IPO. Yeah, well, let's make sure Jim Cramer never finds out about Rumble or never talks or never tweets about it, and we'll probably be okay. But yeah, not much you can do here, man. How about that brisket, those ribs, that pulled pork? I didn't have the cornbread, but my God, man, the Alabama white sauce, let's go. We gotta do it again, man. Brad, you missed out. That was insane. That was insane. Like that. I wouldn't say that was the best thing I had. My God, anything you eat in freaking Vegas, it's marked up. But gosh dang, man, food everywhere. I was a ribeye connoisseur. Ribeyes everywhere I was going. It was like they all had these different themes to them, and they were amazing. But dude, STK, that was it, man. That was number one. 34-ounce ribeye. Couldn't finish it, but it was covered in truffle butter. Just amazing. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go Bitcoin. The monthly for Marbob. Marklar. Remember what happened last month. This happened. I mean, it's real life. It was the lowest monthly candle close since October of 2020. That's terrible. You talk about a morning star. Doji morning star. Are you talking about September candle close? I mean, it's a red one. Normally you want a green one. I don't know, man. You want to see something pretty crazy. Look what's happened on the... and this could change. You just dump again. But could somebody, kind of breaking news here. And it is real. I mean, you were making, since June, this whole summer, you've been making the lowest monthly RSI ever, right? But the clearly, April 2021, October 2021, look, March 2022, we were here looking at this. It was trying to break, then failed. And it's like, okay, but now we've crossed the plane. We've jumped across the creek somehow on the monthly RSI, right? Yeah. So you got to wonder how significant this will be going forward. What does it mean? Is it real? Is this super real? I don't know. I'm just bringing it to you because most of the people that do this thing that I do probably aren't looking at the monthly RSI trend line being broken, I guess. So here we are. We're looking at it. You're getting at least that. And he's saying a bullish divergence. My God, dude, I think it's way too early. My God. How could you say that, dude? It's been 4 days. It's been 4 days, dude. To say hidden bullish divergence construction on the monthly. Certainly not yet, man. I mean, let's get a monthly candle close like this first, and then we'll talk. But until then, God, no, man. What happens when we just start collapsing with the volatility index spiking and this thing starts building again? It's just, I get it. Yeah, if it was, you would start being able to say that. It's just way too early. It's like the way too early top 25 pull for the next season. And it's still the previous season. Yeah, I guess. Sure, but maybe on those standards, but that's it. I mean, I agree, Malik. I do. Like, 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. The price doesn't matter as much as its utility, its whole point of existing. Bitcoin, like it is the answer. You have sovereign currencies that have been collapsing massively, and when the Fed pivots and they start printing again, eventually the DXY is going to pump more. Sovereign currencies around the world are going to keep collapsing. I mean, Bitcoin, it is certain in the past 30 days, Bitcoin has held up substantially better than actual sovereign currencies backed by governments with guns and tanks and weapons and some nukes, right? It has held up better. So it is a very interesting dynamic. And now we have the technical argument, that we've been talking about a lot on the stream. The argument's been there, but now it's like you got some icing, man. You got some icing on this potential cake with the breakout and back test as of 30 minutes ago. No. We're not talking about a hedge. Bitcoin's not a hedge against inflation. I think Bitcoin might be a hedge against devaluing currencies. And what Bitcoin certainly is a hedge against is authoritarianism. And if you haven't noticed lately, authoritarianism is at all-time highs, at least since we've all been alive, since everyone in this freaking chat has had a pulse.
Index is working on massive weekly engulfing candles.
What's up, B Marts, dude? Massive weekly. Thanks, dude. I'm just saying, man, it's like, I mean, at 14K, Bitcoin's going to have the same argument that now. Okay, so after losing so much value, I mean, you're starting to get to points where it's like, okay, hadn't hit 886 or anything.
Please. I can't retire now thanks to Brandon, so I have to make it up somehow.
CB, what's up, dude? Yeah, we can look at that. We look at BCHG. I mean, you're just getting to a point where making this is not financial advice, never was, never will be, but this is just like very incremental, small, entries, like longs, like where, okay, you make a very, very small, stupid joke entry that doesn't change your life one way or another now. And then it rallies. Oh man. Or it keeps dumping. Really doesn't concern you. But again, you're behind it because you have a 5-year outlook on this thing. I think in 5 years, even if it's going to the 886, right? Or 14K or 11K or 10K, in 5 years, probably something like that because long-term trend, right? So you're starting to get to a lower risk, on things and you understand fundamentally what's happening, and you can see the sheer outperformance in the dead face of these other currency pairs that are real, backed by guns and governments. So yeah, I could drop another 50%. Who cares? Who cares? 5-year outlook on something like this. And really, that's 5-year outlook. And what we're looking at on the daily is just, hey man, it's doing some technically very interesting things. We're not full on bullish, but based on how many times you've seen harmonic presented, type 2 return, bullish divergence on the second low. It's a formula, man, and it's showing the effing formula. Showing it. I would never want to, hold on, man. I would never want to, after the past 2 days, I would never want to long an asset that has been on this crazy bull run, but then completed a harmonic and then made a type 2 return and then just recently broke below a key inflection point from 2017 and then back tested as resistance. I just wouldn't want to, I would never want to own it. That's where I'd be like, maybe it's time to go short, or maybe it's time to just take profit and get the F out, right? With an inverted perspective. But dang, dude, we're in a good situation here, man. We've been nothing to talk about. It's been terrible. I mean, just think about like something like this. Even if it turns into a bear scrub market rally, which will probably happen. I mean, you had something like this, man. I mean, just don't remember? Like, there was a harmonic, an M shape right here. 38% retrace on B, lower high on C, 886 on D. Okay, from that pattern completion zone, just saying, right, to the T. Not to the, oh man, it almost hit it, dude. It was so close. Like, once that happened, even in the bear market, Bitcoin appreciated in value 41% in 30 days. 30, like a month? What? So, and then it collapsed again. I got you, man. That could happen. But this time, hey, man, maybe we're breaking supply line. It's different. We've marked down so much since then, right? Since it went up 40% in 30 days, it dropped 64% in 80 days. Just, you can't ignore this stuff, man. I guess you can, but I would be, let's say, you don't like me, you hate me if you just stop caring about crypto now. This is the time to be very, very interested, even if you're going to sit and wait, because my God, if this plays out, you're going to remember this forever. You'll forever remember the harmonic completing, the type 2 return, the bullish divergence on the daily, and the inflection point broken in backtest, and the supply line from November of last year. You'll never forget it. So that's why I want you to pay attention, even if you're not bullish, man. That's okay. I'm not bullish either. I'm just cautiously optimistic and have identified a trade setup that in any market condition that wasn't like, oh my God, everything's collapsing. Maybe we're going to nuclear war, right? All those things. It would be a good trade setup with a low risk entry. Okay, that's it. And that's why the trade setup was posted, what, like 25th or 26th or something of September for patrons. What was it? It was posted on the 26th, right? Yes. And the entry was like 19,359. 19,359. So we're up, man. Almost $1,000. Again, it was so choppy, but it's like, okay. It was after the engulfing, right? Yeah, it was after the engulfing candle. Like the engulfing candle and then another engulfing candle. So it was this date. This was the date of the entry. So now the argument has become a little bit stronger because of 2017's level. Okay, let's keep going. Let's move it on to EQT. EQT. EQT Corporation. Well, energy. Yep, energy, oil and gas, of course, dude. Yep. Well, you've ever been here before. Well, we got freaking sirens again. God. All right. This thing had its own downtrend too, right? Hey, it all starts at some point. Remember, this is like Bitcoin, dude. Remember Bitcoin? It's Big Girl, man. Oh my God. Oh, wait, sorry. Big round of applause for Big Girl.
Big Earl tipped $100. Got in a quick handshake and intro at Rock House in Vegas. Hate I missed the live stream, but Def wanted to take the time come by and shake your hand and show you my appreciation for all the knowledge and TA you share.
Well, thank you so much, Big Earl, dude. Yeah, it was nice meeting you. And yeah, man, that was kind of, we were getting later in the evening and things were getting crazy. But dude, are you kidding me? Like, what just happened? Why are there so many sirens going off? Hold on. So obnoxious, man. Yeah, dude. When we were at Rock House, man, that was oof. Things were getting a little crazy. But yeah, man, I really appreciate that, and thank you for being a member of the community. And my God, caring enough to meet me and see me, and that goes for everyone. That's, everyone that showed up to Vegas, a lot of y'all, and it's just a truly humbling experience. And just to hear the stories of how much I've affected someone's life, you never get used to that. And you never get used to the contributions like that, man. You just don't. That's we're 100% crowdsourced community here. So thank you, dude. So, Session Top Jesus, Big Girl. As you can see, 2008 peak, 2011 peak, and clearly peaks from 2016. You have broken them, and you've now successfully back tested them as support. You were up 0.96% on today, no big deal. But that is a big level where if you just have a stop loss marginally below 39.88, if the asset falls below that level, you're out. You take on a minimal loss because we're so close to it. And this thing could run on up, man, to maybe $60 again. It's clearly sellers are having problems here. They can't get it below that for now anyway, until the world collapses. I get it, right? But this is like Bitcoin in ways, right? Hey man, this was in this long-term down. Eventually it broke that supply line. It's like CLR. It broke the resistance and then just held it, and then broke the 203-day moving average. And then it started breaking above inflection points from history and held them as support. And then it ran to the next levels, and here we are. So you are getting pretty deep though, right? You're talking about you're not at value perceived areas for long. I mean, like you've hit a 786 twice, but the good news is on the second test of the 786, you pulled back and made it just a higher low again. The uptrend continues for sure. So again, above 39.88, you're in really good shape, because we know looking left from history, 2008 and 2011, it's very real. So you're back testing as support. So there could be a lot more upside here. Accumulation with kind of a sell wall at $50. It's not bad, but I mean, it's not bad with momentum is on your side. The trend is on your side, but we're talking about value, not really much value, because you're hitting 786s, 886s, which are like completion zones of massive harmonics and stuff. So you know what I'm saying? It's like good Momo, great trend, but in great back test of support. but deep retraces. So that's value perceived areas mainly for shorts, right? After big runs. So it's just something to think about. Thank you, dude. Earnings coming up, I guess, October 27th. All right. I do like totals. Not so much this total. Oh, can we break the supply line? It would require Ethereum and BNB really doing stuff if we were going to break this. Then we'd have to break 959. You were stuck, man. Like below 959, oh, could be seeing 847 again, you know, anytime. Can't even break the 200 moving average on the 4 hour yet. All right, next one was Grayscale Bitcoin Cash Trust. Oh God, why don't we just look at Bitcoin Cash, dude? Why are we really gonna look at this? You want to be depressed? Fine. Look at this scam, dude. For real. Like what? I'm more inclined to look at Bitcoin Cash because I was looking at it today and it looked actually interesting. It was at an interesting level. This isn't. This is just a joke, dude. I don't even know to tell you. Like this is for a boomer that doesn't trust crypto or crypto exchanges, that is not willing to learn about creating an account on an exchange, that just wants to get ripped off. I don't even know what this premium is or what the discount is on it. This is Bitcoin Cash, Grayscale Trust, 3-day, near all-time lows, whatever. What is there to look at? You know, what's there to look at here, man? I'll tell you what we should look at, because this tracks this. This is really interesting here. Okay, Bitcoin Cash itself on Coinbase. Look, the swing low from February 2019. Clearly see it, the valley. At one time in history, you understand the level you're trying to hold on to right now. Manifested into almost 400% rally in 153 days, 380% rally. Okay, that happened. That was real life. When it pivoted at this 107.70 area, this is exactly where it is again. So interesting. Now it may just fail. Who cares? Go to $74. The world's ending. Yes, the VIX is spiking. So from now on, put this in the good idea folder. When the VIX is spiking, we're gonna call it the VIX. Right, the VIX. Okay. So yeah, dude, I get it. When the VIX happens, yeah, it collapses. Bitcoin collapses, gold collapses, everything in the world collapses because of the VIX. Yeah, I got it. But if it doesn't happen that way, Bitcoin holds on and we actually reverse, you know, we're above 19,891, and this is gonna rally off of that. I mean, you could imagine what could happen. History tells us what's happened here before. You sprung, you're back testing the spring now, and there could be upside. Now, the upside could be limited. 134 will be your first target here. If you ever broke that, look at history. Most of the time, it's down and up and down and up and down and up, and then down and then up. There's a very thin order book above 135, so you could find your way to $200 at some point. But I'm just pointing out price action correlating to a historical level where something crazy happened before. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen this time, but that's what else you want from me, man. What else can I do, right? So who cares about Bitcoin Cash G or whatever? Just look at Bitcoin Cash. All right. And that was the last request. So yeah, man, we've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. This is definitely the homecoming stream. If you're enjoying it, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks so much for being here. Andrew P, you were talking about shorts. Oh, taking a short on the energy asset. EQT. Well, no, I mean, like, not necessarily. It held support. So if it just successfully held that level of support, that's not something like market participants are telling you that what was once resistance is now support. So I don't think you're showing enough weakness yet. There's too much strength. They just put in another higher low. This massive uptrend is not in jeopardy yet. It's just not. So I don't think it's a valid short yet either on EQT. It's so strong, man. Momo is so powerful and it's regarding levels of support. This should have been resistance. That's not bearish. So it's just like you would just hit the space bar and move on and find something else. Right? Remember the right angle descending broadening formation here? That was crazy. Yeah. So it's interesting. And you talk about where is all this happening? Remember, 95% retraces you're at levels where no one in the world's talking about Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, we get it. It is a joke. It's nothing. It's a literal scam pretty much. But dude, all these beanie babies, you're going to see when they get to these levels, it's a trader's market. It just is. You get down to the depths of heck like this and you hit supports and you see what history to see. We'll see what happens, man. What happens if Bitcoin actually it played out? What happens if, just say, Bitcoin's done selling off for at least a little while because it just did everything that we teach here, Scott Carney teaches, combine what we both teach together, it just did everything we look for. What if it played out? What if? These altcoins could do stupid stuff. They could go insane. They could have insane days, insane weeks. It's October, it's a new month. Last year, the month was unbelievable. It took us to all-time highs eventually. So Triple Alex, sweet mother of God, I'm not. No, I watch a guy named Nerdrotic. Remember, I'm a very, very avid Silmarillion reader. Like I've read it multiple times now. I study it. What these, oh my God, these like, these people that should have never had the ability to own some of the rights to Lord of the Rings, what they're doing it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like the things like I can see like, watching someone do a review on it is all I need to know because he's telling you the terrible plot. Like none of it, it's like a fan fiction. It's like fan fiction. None of it follows canon at all. It's just, they thought they're like, let's just do something how we want to. Not Tolkien at all. So this is like, it's the same thing as like there's Star Wars and then there's Disney Star Wars. They're not the same thing at all. They're just not. So there's Lord of the Rings and there's Tolkien and then there's Amazon, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, whatever. It's a scam. It's a joke. It's terrible writing. And that's what you get now, man. Like you get a bunch of people in Hollywood that shouldn't have those positions, that write, that are the writers and the showrunners, and they run whatever they create into the ground, and it's awful. I mean, it's wild. Like the age of abundance is over, but the age of talent is over. And if you look at like what's going on with companies, think about companies all like, Amazon and Google and Facebook, all these companies that took over the world, have more money that they know what to do with. You can clearly see they're out of ideas. They can't come up with anything revolutionary anymore, nothing. So it's just like the age of ideas are done. The age of entertainment, it's over. Like I find myself not watching new things anymore. I just watch old stuff that I've never seen before that I haven't gotten around to seeing, It's like, no, it got so bad. I think the whole Trump thing like really made things go insane. I don't know. It was like this flipped switch happened. And so now everyone's lost their minds and it's crazy. Oh yeah. The original Lord of the Rings was the absolute best thing ever created. Like we're talking about cinema. There's nothing in the world that competes against Lord of the Rings by Peter Jackson. Nope. Sorry. Nope. So, but you know why, right? Because Peter Jackson did everything he possibly could to recreate Tolkien's vision. That's it. Yes, there were some more battle scenes, fighting scenes. Yeah, they put a little bit too much of the love stuff, with what's her name? You got Aragorn and Arwen. But whatever. That was fine, no problem. Yeah, the stuff that they did. You remember Lord of the Rings? It was all filmed in the late 90s. Came out in 2001 through 3, and it's just like, Look at the difference. Go watch that. Then try to sit through an episode of Rings of Power. It's like you want to vomit. If you know the source material, you want to know how it all goes in the Second Age. You can't. You can't stomach it. It's terrible. I mean, Guy Ladriel. I mean, the Second Age, like main characters, Anarion and Isildur and Elendil. Those are the three big people. And Afarazon. Yeah. And Sauron, I guess. But then you got Gil-galad too. It's just like, man, what they've done, they're so terrible. Sorry, man. I just can't, like, you asked too much. You asked a question that triggers me, man, in ways, all right? All right, let's look at Doge. We got through the index, or not index funds. We got through the, look at Doge. Show me, chat. Look, I found this, okay? I don't know if this is going to play out, okay? I don't know, but it's here now, all right? I know, it's a joke, right? It's a literal joke, but here it is. You see it, chat. Is momentum shifting on Doge? Silmarillion's the best book I've ever read. It's a 300-plus page book. But dude, it reads like a 3,000 page book, because if you truly want to actually get the whole thing, you have to spend days studying and reading about each character, what they represent, who they are, the family tree, how complex it is. Tolkien's genius. You read Silmarillion once and you don't keep referring to the book or to the maps of Beleriand, right? Or even Numenor, or even Aman, and you don't refer to the family tree, you're gonna kind of get it, but you're not gonna get it. So, will it work, chat? Will this play out on Doge? Hello? I'm just waiting. No one said anything about the Doge chart right here. Will it play out? Until we collapse, man, we haven't collapsed. And in fact, you know what did collapse already? Currency pairs. Around the world, Bitcoin didn't. Bitcoin's done something inverse of collapsing, something spectacular. And it was confirmed today with a daily candle close just 50 minutes ago. Is this mic muted? What the? No one says anything about this Doge look right here. Will it break? Look, 6.5 cents is massive. Think about this. Momentum is shifting and you're staring at a cliff. If this breaks, chat, you know what could happen to Doge? Doge just collapses 19.44, 20%. How about it pumps 20%? You understand how close Doge is to going up 20%? Remember, I'm bearish on Doge below 6.5 cents. But this whole time, me being in Vegas and life going on, momentum has shifted back to the bulls, and you're making higher lows than the lows from mid-June. The new data is presenting itself, and now all of a sudden, things are very interesting and intriguing here. You get that? Look, chat, straight down and up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Not always, but straight up, straight down. Look, up and down. You could go up to 7.86 cents in a few days, if not even that. You get what's going on. Doge is poised for a massive breakout, and it could be a 20% day. Yeah, if the VIX pumps, we're screwed, right? That's why stop losses are really important. But if the VIX stays suppressed, which they're trying to do, Bitcoin's got a chance, man. Very qui. There are much dumber things to do in this current situation now. Much dumber things to do than that. Yeah, dude, if you actually like Lord of the Rings, or not Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, you clearly don't care about Tolkien. I don't even know, the storyline's so bad. It's terrible. Girl boss. Everyone's a girl boss. The book is Anarion, Isildur, the brothers, right? they end up creating what is it, Minas Anor, which ends up being Minas Tirith, and I don't know, man. Like it's and Minas Ithil, those two. They make the two cities, and it's just, what are they doing? They've made, and Elendil, right, in the show, you know, he's like 7'8" or something in the books. He's like an alpha. The Numenorians are alphas. And look how they make them look in the show. It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, man. I'm sorry. How does your wife like it, dude? I just, wow. The writing's terrible. Fish and scale armor, dude. It's just go subscribe to Nerd Erotic, man. That dude's a genius. He's a genius. He's read everything too. Like he gets it. He gets me. I get him. Like that's I don't watch the show. I let him review it for me so I can just hear where they're going with the book. It's more off canon than the Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War video game, which was a cooler, you know, fan fiction, way cooler than what they've done here. So. The guy's no. That's probably like Saruman or something, I guess, right? Who cares? It's such a joke. They don't have anything. They just have to like mystery box everything. The whole sword thing, that's all made up. None of that's real. Galadriel being some leader of like armies and is a genius and that's not real, dude. I don't know what's happened, man. Like, you know, you can be feminine and be amazing. They just think that like women should be men now. But like femininity is very good. But they don't want it to be that. And it's so weird because it shows that like unless you're a woman that tries to be like a man, you're lesser than a man. That's like their message. Like, you know, Tolkien tried to make Galadriel, the inspiration for Galadriel was like the Virgin Mary, right? I mean, we're talking like holy and in her feminine energy, right? And then what they've done now is just they've made it so bad. Anyway, dude, it's just like this whole chip on the shoulder thing that's stupid. You remember Tolkien like fought in World War I, right? Yeah, he was a vet. So, all right, Doge, have your alerts set up because if you start hearing the beep above 6.5 cents, we got a massive breakout. We have breakout watch on Doge. Breakout watch. Okay. Cream. No cream. I have to ping the patrons. I'm talking, it's a real one and everyone. Could you, I mean, dude, if Bitcoin like plays out, this is probably going to happen. Like if Bitcoin like actually stays above 19,891 and actually starts rallying and the target on Bitcoin, legit from here, if Bitcoin stays and it doesn't fail, Bitcoin's target from here is like $21,700. Okay, it just is. Why? Look left. I mean, like if you like hold above 1991 long enough, you'll be heading on up to that 21.7, which is like 7% upside. Yeah. Oh dang, man, my music stopped. Wow, 2 hour set. I guess so. Okay. It's here. The argument's been here. It's been here. But now and it looks okay. It's so okay until we and the only way this fails, I think, based on its sheer outperformance while currency pairs have been collapsing. Only way it fails is if we get a massive VIX spike, the volatility index. If this thing doesn't pump to 40 plus and go insane, then I think Bitcoin's going to do it, man. I think we're going to get a rally, a real one. If this thing doesn't go to 40 soon, if we could just extend this and the VIX doesn't do anything for like, a couple months, man, Bitcoin's going to do it. Probably. This is the kryptonite of not just Bitcoin, but everything in the world. Okay. They are suppressing it. They figured it out. They had the art of suppressing the VIX. So that's great for Bitcoin if that stays the case. All right. Remember, you're at the resistance. You're on breakout watch. You haven't broken it. And it's normally never prudent to be longing an asset at a resistance. But I'm just telling you where you are. I'm just telling you. Right? It's just it's like public service announcement. It is my duty to tell you that Doge is at a level where if it broke it based on historical price action alone, not my opinion, there's 20% upside. That's it. Okay. You get it, man, right? I mean, like, the stage is set. It can be thwarted, and in history, things like this have been thwarted before. But this time, it may not happen. You may not be thwarted. This could actually be real. The bullish back test that was successful just an hour ago with confirmation, it's very real possibility. And it's kind of easy to strategize where you'd want to take some small losses and say, the argument is now invalid, but my argument was the back test of the 2017 cycle top. You say, fine, whatever. But really, I mean, the argument's actually still valid until it breaks below 18,650. Or at least below 18.2 or whatever. I mean, that was the original cutoff for that trade setup posted, But it's like $1,000 off of that now. So it's just like, but there's a new inflection point you're above in your back testing that you could still strategize. You could have one could even add, right? They wanted to on that. That's real good. So far, so good, but cautiously optimistic, not full on bullish, but it's the same argument we've seen, thousands of times on all these different assets or on all markets. Same thing. Okay, so that's it, man. I'm going to get out of here, get some dinner. We got to go to, nope, that was it. No, we're good. So I appreciate everyone coming out for the homecoming stream. It was a great time in Vegas. Thank you all for coming to that. And memories, certainly. This is the best community out there. And I know that, right? I mean, saw many faces I've already seen before, but got to meet many new ones. And those will continue to grow, I believe, as long as the message that is taught here is risk management, low risk entries, and presenting an argument based on traditional technical analysis, not taught by me, or taught by me maybe, but not researched by me. I didn't make this stuff. Anything I'm talking about has been researched by really smart people. I'm not smart. They're smart. Okay, so I think we're going to keep growing. I mean, dude, the Discord is like in a bull market. The Discord is so active that it's technically like as active as it would be in a bull market. So just wait till we actually recover and pump off of all of this right here, and the VIX doesn't dump, or the VIX doesn't pump, right? So thanks for the like, support, contributions. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.